Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here. We're back. We're doing a best of three Zendikar Rising draft. Rare is Tabarak's Hope's Demise. Great card. At its best in a cleric deck, but just a great card in general, so we'll take that. Otherwise, other notable picks, the Wind Robber, good for rogue decks. Bind Veil, playable spell land. Roiling Regrowth, good for 3-color decks or landfall decks. Nahiri's Binding, playable removals. Same with Feed the Swarm. I like Field Research, Royal Mage, Outrider for party decks. And yeah, that's pretty much all the cards in the pack I'm looking at here. All right, follow-up pick. Well, we were past an Ancient Green Warden, which is a great card. Otherwise, in black, we have Skydancer and Blight Priest. Blight Priest having synergy with Tabaraks, but I'd probably just okay taking this Green Warden. 6 mana, 5/7 reach, play lands from your graveyard, and doubles landfall abilities, basically. It's really good. Certainly the strongest card left in here, so we'll take it. All right, pick 3. In black, we have Mind Drain and Gul'Draz's Mucklord. In green, we have Turn Timber Ascetic and Might of Marasa. The best card is probably Kabira Takedown. I don't think any of these green or black cards are worth taking here, so I might just take the Takedown. And if we do end up in green, we might be able to go 3-color anyway, or maybe we end up green-white landfall and don't play the Tabaraks. That's an option as well. But for now, we'll take the good removal in Kabira Takedown. Charger, good warrior, Electromancer, playable for wizards or party decks. Spellcraft, same sort of thing, playable for party. Okay. So in black, we have Blood Priest, which works with Tabaraks. Veteran Adventurer, which is just kind of a beefy card. In white, a Banneret and a Mesa Lynx, or Pickaxe if we want to go down more of a landfall deck, and a Canopy Baloth, another landfall card. I don't know what my favorite card in here is right now. It could be the Blood Priest. It's just cheap and efficient, works with Tabaraks. Or do we pursue green more and take like a Veteran Adventurer because it can be cheaper, still has synergy with Tabaraks, and is a 5/5 Vigilance potentially for 5. I could see maybe taking the Adventurer. I feel like between Tabaraks and Green Warden's probably stronger. Baloth has more synergy with Green Warden, but Adventurer, high upside on that. So now there's Mospit Skeleton, which I guess would keep us in more of a Golgari deck. Black Bloom Rogue, which is a spell land. Constrictor is good for Golgari. Blightblade makes the Adventure cheaper. But I could take the Mospit Skeleton. This card is quite good. Not 100% that we're going to end up black-green, though. But 2 mana 2/2 or 5 mana 5/5, and it can come back with counters is pretty good. Otherwise, like I said, we could take like a Black Bloom Rogue, which is fine. You know what? High upside on the Mospit Skeleton. The fact that it can come back is kind of a big deal, I think. Like Scythe Cat just triggers it, which is good. So we might just take that. Blood Beckoning is some card advantage, but I like the Scythe Cat. Works well with the Green Warden as well. So Scythe Cat's doing double duty here with Mospit Skeleton and Green Warden. Okay. Yeah, I like that. So now there's Dreadworm in black, Zendikar in green. A few white cards that aren't terribly exciting. We can take the Dreadworm. Probably take it over Zendikar. Neither are particularly exciting. So Mucklord, I guess, has some Mospit Skeleton synergy because of the +1/+1 counter, but maybe we just take Might of Marasa because we don't really have any removal yet. So maybe getting a combat trick could help. Or we could take the Sajiri Shelter if we're thinking about maybe splashing white. Or maybe we're not in black. But we're almost certainly in green, so I'd probably just take the Might of Marasa. Reclaim the Waste would let us splash a Kabira takedown, and it's good with landfall. I'm kind of okay with that. I mean, it also helps that it's like the only thing on color with what we're currently doing, so. Alright, got the Blight Priest back. I guess we can get some Tabarack synergy, and if we actually end up in green-black, we could get some Nectar Pots, which would actually be good synergy with Blight Priest as well, so we'll take that. Also makes Veteran Adventurer cheaper. Take a second Might of Marasa. Taking Oblivion's Hunger. This is like the one deck where that card actually makes sense. Alright, pack 2. Well, Master of Winds is quite strong, but we're probably looking at Sproutling, Bloodchief's Thirst, maybe the Recovery. There is the Nectar Pot, but I think we'll be able to wheel that. Probably take the Bloodchief's Thirst because we don't have any removal. But Sproutling, obviously good for kicker cards, of which we have actually a decent amount. This one doesn't really matter because you get it back anyway. But yeah, we'll take the Thirst. Like I said, we don't really have any removal yet, so we want to be able to deal with creatures. It'd be nice to wield a Nectar Pot for some synergy, or better, if we can find that. I also didn't mention that Tabarax has good synergy with Mossbit Skeleton too. Something dies, you put a counter on it, and then you can bring it right back. Actually, like, if Tabarax and Mossbit Skeleton are out, this dying triggers this, and you put the counter on it, and you can put it right back on top of your deck. That's kind of cool. Alright, so there's another Nectar Pot in here. I could just hope to wield these Nectar Pots and take the Sign of the Swarm, and then we've got decent life gain synergies. Otherwise, there's Spare Supplies, which I kind of like, but we probably will that anyway. Yeah, let's take the Sign of the Swarm. Let's go for weird life gain synergies with Nectar Pots. These aren't highly desirable cards. We'll probably be able to get them back. That would be kind of a fun little weird archetype. I guess it has random synergy with Tabarax as well, being a cleric. So, all right, let's do it. Hagra Mauling, well, there's a nice pickup for us. Otherwise, Hornbeetle would be good for this deck too. But we're going to take the Hagra Mauling. There's also a Thirst and a Vanquish in here. But yeah, we'll get the Spell Land that kills things. It's quite good. Feed the Swarm is also good, especially if we get those Nectar Pots back. All right. Otherwise, Sentinel has some counter synergy, and Skydancer's just a flash blocker, which is good. But we'll take the Feed the Swarm. Zoff Consumption, not bad. Spell Land, playable, life gain. It's a Brute in here, a Subtle Strike. I'll take the Spell Land. I like Spell Lands. Soft Consumption can win games. So here, probably take the Gloom Hunter. It's got life link. It evades. Works with Scion of the Swarm well. Same with Blight Priest. Otherwise, there's a Pack Beast, which we don't really need. Probably don't need the Skulker either. All right. Gloom Hunter it is. Shadow's Verdict. I never get an opportunity to really... I don't think this card's that good, basically. So let's see if we get those Nectar Pots back. If we do, we've actually got a really cool little archetype I've looked at a few times, but never actually gotten to play, which is the cute little Nectar Pot Blight Priest Scion of the Swarm deck. So I hope the Nectar Pots come back. I don't think it's asking too much. It's, like I said, it's certainly not a highly played desired card in this format, so we'll see. Shadow Stinger's pretty good. Maybe I just want the Mind Drain, I guess, with a couple Blight Priests. Give us a little... I mean, this is just basically a 1/4 in our deck. We really don't have the Rogues to support it, and we don't get a lot of value out of milling either. I guess we have a Veteran Adventurer, but we'll take Mind Drain. It's a good way to... So, did we actually miss out on Nectar Pot? I feel like we did. I'm going to take Recovery here over Ascetic. I think Ascetic is good, but Bala Ged Recovery is quite good too. Wow, I think we did actually miss out on Nectar Pots. I'll take a third Blight Priest just because of Tabarax, basically, and might still be able to find Nectar Pots later. More just disappointed I can't get Kazandu Nectar Pots back. I really didn't think that was asking too much at all. Like I said, it's not a highly desirable card, and there were plenty of playables in the pack, but that's okay. All right, we'll take the Sentinel. Random flyer finisher sometimes. Counter synergies with Moss Pit Skeleton. Neither of these cards matter. All right, Skyclave Shade is actually a good card. Maybe we get the Moss Pit Skeleton back. Colony Ambush is good too, but this just like never goes away and just beats down. So take that. Now we've got all these life gain synergies with no life gain. Sad. Okay. That's all right. We'll take the Shade. It's good rare. So Blood Priest would give us some life gain synergies. That's true. Demon's Disciples, some removal though. We might want that. Do we have good sack fodder? Not especially, but it is a removal spell. Probably won't do the hunger anyway. Still on the fence with Kabira Takedown. We do have the Reclaim to turn it on, I guess. But I don't know. Yeah, Demon's Disciple versus Blood Priest. I like the life gain, but I think we want some removal. We actually we don't have that much removal. We have some, and it's decent. But this feels like a good opportunity to take the Disciple, and it actually has good synergy with Taborax too. Just play it, sack it, put a counter on there. So a bit of a miss here. We could take the Stomper. We have some good... Stomper's probably good here, actually. We have... Because I'm not really... I'd rather play Stomper over Dreadworm anyway, because we have actually quite a few spell lands, so getting this back seems good to me. Colony Ambush, Draga Visionary, these are all good. I think we're close to a deck, though, so I might just take the Ambush. We've got some fatties in here we can fight with, too. So, get another removal, that's also a land. I think that's worth it. I think Draga Visionary would have been fine there as well. Here, we don't need any of this. I'm just going to take 20 gems, basically. Well, I'm sorry, guys. I'm disappointed to tell you we will not be making Kazandu Nectarpot Blight Priest deck, which, like I said, I've never gotten to play, and I think is actually... I would expect to be an easy deck to create, but apparently not. Take a Brood over a Shadow Stinger here. The Shadow Stinger doesn't really do us much good anyway. All right. Sidecat's good. Ascetic would give us some Blight Priest synergy, but probably not even doing Blight Priest anymore. All right. Black Bloom Rogue could do the Blood Priest, but I'll probably do the Rogue. Just spell land. More we can jam in the deck. Got an Ambush back. That's good. All right. So now we can probably pretty easily play 18 or 19 lands, I think. Because we have... I don't know if we're going to need the Takedown. Or maybe even the Reclaim. We'll see. We have tons of spell lands, though, which is nice. We didn't end up with as much card advantage as I'd like, but I guess we have Moss Pit Skeleton, which comes back. Shade, which comes back. It looks like we did not get the Moss Pit Skeleton, the second one back, but I'm still happy to have the Shade. It's a really good beater. We're probably off this Scion Blight Priest plan just because we just don't have enough life gain to really care about it. I don't know if we have enough class stuff for Silencer. I mean, we have Rogue, we have Warrior, we have Cleric. We could consider it. We don't need another Blight Priest. Skydancer flies. We really don't have much evasion. That's a consideration. I think I'll take the Silencer anyway. I don't even know. I don't think any of them make the deck either way. Like, I'm probably not playing these Blight Priests as it is. I'll just take the Trap Finder for some gems. Could take another Brute, maybe. I mean, we have a couple Rogues for Shadow Stinger. It doesn't matter. I'm not playing 3 Might of Marases. I don't know if I'd sideboard into a third one, or if I'd rather sideboard into a 1/4. I mean, I guess we have a couple Rogues in here. So we'll cut the lands for now. I don't know if the Kabira Takedown's necessary anymore. Probably isn't. And if we cut that, we might be able to Reclaim the Waste. We'll see. Just because we have so many spell lands. So currently we have 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I think even with, like, we can probably just cut the takedown, cut the reclaim, stick to 2 color. This is 17 lands. Do we want to do 18? I mean, we have 4 6-drops. We're probably not playing the Silencers. I don't know. Yeah, we probably don't need the Blood Priests either then, right? The Blight Priests, rather. We do have Gloom Hunter that synergizes with it. And that's it. Soft consumption. It's not really that good. It might make more sense to cut the Blight Priests, go for more of a fatty route, but run more lands. I'm a little more on board with that. Problem is, stuff like Skyclave Shade gets a lot more... If we're playing like a late game beats, Skyclave Shade is kind of pointless. But I don't know if we have the tools. I don't like being a mix of decks either, but in this case it might actually be what we have to do. So we're kind of a mix between... It's okay to play 18 lands because we have 6 spell lands, which is a ton. But I don't like being a mix between like a beatdown and a late game deck. That's not usually where you want to be, but I just don't like Blight Priests in here. They really don't do that much. Dreadworms at least are beatdowns that work well with Ambush, exceptionally well if you've already played a land, because then it's indestructible on top of that. So we could try this. We have some removal in here too. The Thirst, the Feed the Swarm. Some combat tricks. Hagra Mauling. Ambushes. Silencer, is that even good in here? What do we have? We've got Disciple, so we have Cleric, Warrior, Cleric. It's probably not good enough. We probably cut that. And maybe we can consider the Reclaim. How many creatures? 17. I don't know if there's any other... Like I said, I don't really need the Blight Priests. They're cool with Tabaraks, but it's borderline a 3-mana 3/2 in our deck, which really isn't that great. Probably take the Reclaim. Less chance of getting land screwed, I guess. Okay. All right. So dead even on colors. We have double black here, double green here, double black here, double black here. So more double black than green, plus these are double black too, the spell lands. So we'll run an extra black. So we have 3 already, 3 green, 3 black. So we run just what, 7 of these. So that's 10 plus the green. Could do 10-8. Another option, once again, I can still have a chance to do the Kabira takedown because I have the Reclaim the Waste. I don't know if it's worth it, though. We probably have enough double color stuff where I really don't need to pollute the mana base to splash a removal land. It's probably not worth it. All right, well, I guess this is a deck. We'll run it like this. And we'll see you round 1. All right, we're in round 1. We'll play first. Yeah, it's a keep. We can probably jam the Rogue turn 1. We still have ways to get it back. And we'll do the turn 2 Gloom Hunter as well. I'd like to get the lands from Reclaim so I can continue playing lands after the Scythe Cat. But if I am unable to kick it, so be it. There's our Nectar Pots. That's where they all went, huh? You know, when I first started playing this format, I thought Nectar Pot had reach. Shows how close I'm paying attention to art. For some reason, I thought it was like a... thought it was a spider for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why I thought it was a spider, but I did. Hagra Mauling is cool. Here we're just going to play land and do the Reclaim. And I guess we can actually get 2 more black. We've got a grip full of black spells anyway. So we'll do that and we'll pass because Snarecaster has reach. So next turn we can play the Dreadworm though, which is pretty good. Alright, Scion's cool too, actually. But for now, we'll do the Dreadworm. Because we have lands to play and we can continue to attack here. This has instant speed too, right? Yeah, so next turn we can go land, swing with these bad boys, and even hold up Hagra Mauling for some additional value. All right, no play is a little bit more curious. So I think we'll just attack with these 2. See how they block. I feel like they probably have Might of Marasa, but... oh, good. Yeah. That's good. Ended up getting a 2-for-1. Alright. And a concession, no less, too. So... they could have triple blocked there. And then if I had... Hagra Mauling the thing, they could have just Inordinate Raged one of their other blockers, like the Nectar Pot, if it had been second. I guess it still would have died, but they would have at least killed the Scythe Cat. And it would have been, what, a 2 for... I guess it would have been a 2 for 3. Because I would have gotten this, this, and that. But it still would have been a 2 for 3 I would have taken. Much better than the 2 for 1 they ended up getting. We don't have much of a sideboard. We don't have any... I don't even think we have a sideboard at all. A silencer. I don't even know where that would be better for us, so I think we just run it back. Maybe an Oblivion's Hunger, actually. I guess I could see that as a legitimate sideboard option against removal.deck. But that's not what our opponent's deck looks like, so we run it back. Alright, this is a keep. Guess we do the recovery first here. Tabrax is cool. Well, Demon's Disciple's gonna get a little less good. So we'll do the Tabrax. I'm wondering if I want to leave up Might of Marasa to block the Brushfire Elemental. Oh, they could have attacked there. They forgot. They also missed their land drops, so I can play Demon's Disciple. They just sacked the Survivor, though. It's not great for us. It does make it bigger, though. So maybe I play the Rogue. I think we go Disciple. And we will draw and all right. And then we can play the Rogue and pass. If they play the land, they can attack us with the Elemental, but we have Colony Ambush as an option to maybe kill it. Although at this point, I'm probably playing the Dreadworm next turn. Just because it's bigger. Can attack better, can block better. Makes good use of mana. Better use of mana. Alright, so let's get that second land down, play the Dreadworm, and pass. And then we're in Ancient Green Warden territory now, too, which is really nice. Well, we have Reach, so that's good. With the Green Warden, I mean. We also have Colony Ambush randomly when we need it. A lot of Snare Casters. Alright. Let's go land. And smash with Dreadworm. And then we'll drop a Green Warden and pass. Not that we can play any lands from the graveyard. And I guess landfall triggering twice with Dreadworm doesn't actually matter, but who cares about stuff like that? Alright, so we've got Reach here. Alright, we'll see for round 2. Round 2, this is a keep. Bit of a slow hand, I guess, but certainly seems fine to keep. Doing the turn 2 Gloom Hunter. Uh-oh. Fearless Fledgling's kind of a big deal. So now we can't attack with our Gloom Hunter either. So we'll drop a Scythe Cat here. Take 5. Green Warden's cool, but we're a ways away from that. I think we'll... Actually, I guess we probably stay back with that. Because I don't want to give them the option to block. I mean, granted, they can play a 5-drop now, but... I suppose as long as it's on the ground, we can do it. Wow, Felidar retreating there too, huh? So we got our second green, which is good. So I think we just smash with the Scythe Cat and drop the Dreadworm. Green Warden can block the Fledgling next turn. block here. So we can play the Green Warden. I don't think we can live anyway here. I wonder if I'd kept that back, would I have had a chance to live? I mean, probably not, because I have to jump with my Green Warden anyway. So, game 2, we do have Feed the Swarm, so we can deal with Fell at our retreat. Let's see what we can do against the rest of their deck there. So, Splash Kabira Takedown is still an option. No anti-enchant. Do you have Oblivion's Hunger for Rabbit Bite? Mind Drain's probably good here. Feed the Swarm, like I said, can deal with... the Beldar Swarm. Guess we can get it back with Recovery in a pinch too, but I don't know if we have enough life gain to offset that. This is probably as good as we're going to get. So we'll play first. I don't really like this hand. It seems super slow. It's basically all of the most expensive things in our deck, so I think we got to do better than that. This will keep. We'll dump the Might of Marasa, I think. It's still a little bit slow, but I suppose we'll keep. Oh wow, they've got Emiria too, huh? So I think we'll do this. We'll attack. Willing to offer that trade. And then we'll just drop a Sentinel. Well, Sentinel doesn't really stop the Fledgling. Alright, I guess we wait then. I mean, it stops the Fledgling if they don't have a land drop, but just for one turn, it doesn't seem worth it. Alright, so we'll go land, Dreadworm. Alright, so we do have Mind Drain, but I think we got to do the Green Warden here, so we'll attack for 5 and drop the Green Warden. I don't think we have any lands in yard though, right? No. Alright, so we'll play Scion of the Swarm. I don't see anything else that we can do. We could Mind Drain them, but it would have kept them off of land, but I think, unfortunately, we still die. Because I can block their biggest guy and their next biggest guy, but we take too much damage. Well, mean, I can mind drain them, but I think if they had a land, they would have played it there, so it doesn't really matter. All right, we'll see you for the next one. Okay, we'll keep this one. So, I guess we can prevent some damage and kill that now. Let's see, do I want to play the rogue? Yeah, I suppose we can. Sure. Gloom Hunter's a good draw. Let's do the Scythe Cat here. I might play the Sentinel next turn. I'd rather kick the Gloom Hunter against an aggro opponent, I'd say. Alright, so Brute's a good draw. We'll go land and play the Brute and then pass. So we'll block with the Brute. Alright, so we'll go land, Dreadworm. Pass. Trade. So we've got Might of Marasa here. I think we'll just play... Probably just play the Scion. Makes the best use of mana. Another option I have is to play the Sentinel, though. Yeah, that might make more sense. Because then I can leave up the Might of Marasa that they don't know about. I'm still 2 lands from being able to kick that. Scion of the Swarm with the Gloom Hunter out is pretty good synergy too, so that might actually just be okay with me. And they pay their mana for that. Kind of eats up their turn too, so I like it. Alright, so Balagad Recovery, we'll play that as a... Is there something I want to bring back? Could get back the Dreadworm or the Blood Chief's Thirst. It's actually not bad. But we'll play this as that and then play that. Because now I can kick the Gloom Hunter, which I think is better anyway. Oh, Green Warden's a big deal too. Let's do the Gloom Hunter, though, for the lifelink. Yeah, I guess we can get in here. I'm not blocking. So they don't have the mana to pump the Banneret, which is fine. Reclaim's cool. We'll do this first. Doesn't have vigilance, right? No, that'd be too good. All right, so we can go reclaim plus brute here. So we'll sandbag lands. Don't really have a good attack with the Green Warden. I guess this turn it's okay. They block with... They can't kill it even if they block with all three. So maybe I just do it. Brings him down to 6. Lets them smash back. I don't know. I can't decide. I feel like it's probably best to chill because... I don't know. I would hope the random top deck of my deck is better than the random top deck of their deck, but I guess they're sitting on a Banneret that they're not too far away from getting value out of. Flyer here is quite nice. I don't think we have any ways to put counters on our Sentinel that I can think of. Alright, Feed the Swarm's cool. We could get our Scythe Cat back. Or I can just kill the Banneret. And it only costs me 1 life instead of 5. That's probably better. Another option is to kill the Warrior, but I'd say this is fine, actually. I like paying 1 life to get rid of that and basically reestablish ourselves on the board here. Not pay 6 life or 5 life. Stompers and obviously amazing draw, so let's do Taborax here. Play the Stomper. We'll return our 2 spell lands. And they have 7 cards in graveyard, which is pretty close to... Alright. So we ended up outlasting our Warrior opponent. Probably want more cheap stuff. I mean, Blight Priest, though... Blight Priest isn't great. I like that it trades with the Ambushers and Scorch Rider, but I'm not in love with it. And Feed the Swarm too. It was okay there, but I feel as though we need to maybe lose a little bit of top end. Would I rather... I mean, Stomper's pretty important. I could see maybe dropping a Dreadworm for, like, a Blight Priest, just because it gives us a little bit more early plays. God, I really don't like Shade here. I really don't. But I guess it can keep attacking and would have been okay. I don't know. I honestly don't know. We have a lot of 3-drops. Skulker doesn't look very good. We just don't have the rogues to support it. Black Bloom and a Veteran Adventurer. And I think that's it. The fact that this can't block is just so awful in this match. But I'm just thinking it's a powerful card in general, and we really don't have great substitutes. I could see doing a Skitter Sneak just because of 3/4 body against Ambusher is actually kind of good. And they run it in against Sellsword. Yeah, we'll cut a Dreadworm for a Skitter Sneak too. 3/4 looks like it pairs reasonably well against our opponent. All right. Yeah, this hand's fine. You can feed the Swarm creature 1. Might as well get it out of the way. All right. I'm willing to trade a Blight Priest for that if I have to. Granted, it makes our... Well, I think we go Colony Ambush. Do I want to play the Rogue? Yeah, because then I guess next turn I can play the Hagra Mauling. Or an Adventure if I get an untapped land. That would be nice. Unfortunately, the Black Bloom Rogue doesn't pair exceptionally well here, does it? So we can do the Veteran Adventure. It's not the best use of... It is the best use of mana, but it's not... If they have Journey to Oblivion, it puts us in a tougher spot. I suppose not. I can still block the Ambush and I take 4. I can afford to do that. I think we... Let's make them deal with the Adventure. Like, as much as I'd like to Mind Drain, too, I think for now we just do this. So they have the mana to double pump. So I guess we take it. And maybe they just double pump, I don't know. Alright. So I can Mind Drain them now, which is not bad, or I can play the Stomper, which is also not bad. This brings them to 5 in yard, which is not quite enough. So let's just attack with Adventure. I really want to leave up. We might just leave up the Hagra Mauling. And if they attack with Ambusher again, we can Hagra Mauling it. All right. So now we can Mind Drain them still, but I'm going to get a huge Stomper down on the board, I think. Sure. So we can attack with both, but Colony Ambush. It's probably still fine to attack with both. They know we have the ambush, so attacking with all 3 is fine too. Yeah, we just kill all their dudes. All right, I'm cool with that. I mean, they have, yeah, this is fine. I mean, they could steal our Moss Pit Skeleton. It wouldn't be enough. Even if they had Treacherous, whatever, plus Royal Eruption, it wouldn't be enough to do it in 1 turn. So, and 1 more card in their yard would have gotten them to the point where our dude would have been a 5/3 menace. So, all right. Well, ended up going 2-1. Hope you enjoyed the deck. We'll see you for the next one.